Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. It's Big D here on Christmas Eve. You know what that means. It's time for my week 16. Yes, 16 catch game plays of this main DFS league. Before I tell you about my week 16 plays, please subscribe, like, and share the Spunky Spectrum Sports YouTube page where you can see all my previous editions. You can critique me whether they're all good, bad, or ugly, and also check out the Big D podcast on Spotify and Apple. As I said earlier, it is Christmas Eve. I'm hoping everybody enjoy a wonderful Christmas. I hope Santa brought you lots of presents, lots of calls, and hopefully this weekend we're going to make you lots of green. Because this week's 16 slate is getting ready to be another crazy one. With injuries, COVID, and values, I think this is shaping up to be another wacky, wild, and crazy slate. It's the last DFS main slate of 2021, so we're going to end 2021 for bang. First, let me tell you, with all these COVID issues, it's going to be important to have flexibility, not just with your lineup, but having a plan in case somebody is ruled out with COVID or an injury. Because if we find out tomorrow or Sunday morning that X player who everyone wanted is not playing, then now we've got time to figure out reuse them. So at quarterback, I think there are three main guys. First, Justin Herbert of the Chargers. He is 7,200, but to be honest, I don't believe Justin Herbert's that expensive. First off, Justin Herbert's averaging 25 DK points a game. If you look at what he's done recently, his last 5 games, his worst outing was a weekend 10 was last Thursday against the Chiefs where he put up 24 points. So Herbert's consistent. The Texans defense may not be that bad, but with Houston's lack of offense, particularly now with Brandon Cooks iffy on the COVID list, so I think Herbert makes a lot of sense there. Yes, you may think, well, Austin Ekeler's out. I actually think Ekeler out will be more Chargers throwing the ball early. And yes, there could be a blowout. But if you look at what happened in a couple games, I think of trying to remember what week it was. I think it was week 8 when the LA Rams played the Houston Texans in a similar matchup. And the Rams won 38-20. Yeah, blew out Houston 38-22. But the Rams did a lot of damage early through the air. So I think the Chargers can do a lot of damage through the air early and then maybe use the run even if Ekeler doesn't play. So I mentioned Stafford. I think Matthew Stafford is another fine play because, yes, he was not great on Tuesday against the Seahawks. I guess he was sleepless in Seattle, but we know what Stafford's capable of doing. He's throwing for over 4,000 yards. He's averaging almost 23 fantasy DK points a game. He's capable of throwing 2, 3, 4 touchdowns, hitting the 300-yard bonus. And with the high over-under in this game against the Vikings, I think Stafford makes a lot of sense at 6,700. I mean, his price tag even confused me. I surely thought Stafford would have been a lot more than 6,700, but I think Stafford makes a lot of sense as a cash play this week. And then Jalen Hurts at 6,400. I mean, I know Eagle fans may or may not enjoy Jalen Hurts throwing the ball, but I don't know what's wrong with her. It's not true. you may think, well, the last time we played the Giants, Jalen Hurts was a disaster. Well, the whole Eagle offense was. But if you throw that game out the window, Jalen Hurts has been really good. He's putting up, 22, 23 points a game. And yes, Jalen Hurts may not be the throw of Justin Herbert, a Matthew Stafford, or Patrick Mahomes. But with his running and rushing upside, Jalen Hurts makes for a fine catch play. Last week, he scored 2 rushing touchdowns. And with a 6-point rushing touchdown, is more valuable than a 4-point throwing touchdown. So, Hurts last week almost eclipsed 300-yard bonus. Or rushing a couple scores. So, yes, you may be wary of the matchup, but the Giants are bad. And I strongly think that Jalen Hurts will have a bounce back against the Giants. And the Eagles are the number one rushing offense and one of the top rushing offense in football, so Jalen Hurts is fine. I'd have no problem playing Hurts if you can't afford Stafford or Herbert. Unfortunately, I thought Justin Fields was in play, but it looks like Justin Fields is not playing with a bum ankle. So that super cheap value is out there, but I don't think Fields necessarily would have been the best play anyway, especially in Seattle. So at running back this week, what else is new? A whole bunch of values. But the first thing I want to mention is a really interesting guy. Ronald Jones has got the chance this weekend because Tampa's missing so many guys. Fournette out. Chris Godwin, torn ACL, done for the year. Mike Evans, not playing. And Tampa's a 10-point favorite. You know what that means. What as a runner or receiver, Ronald Jones is in play. He's 5,100. I understand Carolina's got a good defense. Have you seen the way Cam Newton, P.J. Walker, and Sam Darnold played this year? Yeah. I think Tampa can win the game. And whether it's a runner or receiver, Ronald Jones has got the opportunity. And having a 5K or roughly 5K starting caliber running back with touchdown upside is a necessity. And yes, am I risking that Tom Brady throws touchdowns to Cameron Braid, Rob Gronkowski, Scotty Miller, Antonio Brown, Tyler John Seaman, heck, even Vaughn, the young third rounder, young 2020 third rounder, but I think Ronald Jones is in play. Another running back who's definitely in play is Mr. Mattison because guess what? Dalvin Cook is on the COVID list, and Mattison, who just came off the COVID list himself, is now primed for a potential showdown. And yes, people think, well, the last time he played for an injured Dalvin Cook, he didn't really perform well. But, he didn't perform great, but he scored 21 points. He ran the ball 22 times. He got 3 targets out of the backfield. But to me, yes, the Rams have got a really capable defense. But in the 3 games Madison's really started this year, week 3 against Seattle, week 5 against Detroit, and week 13 against the Lions, he has rushed the ball 73 times with 18 targets. So that means if you're getting 20 to 25 carries plus potentially 4, 5, 6 targets, yes, Mattison is 6,800. He's got a chance of getting 20 plus points. He's got a chance of getting the goal line more. And yes, you think if the Vikings get behind, this game could get a little wacky because Mattison could be out of the passing game. But if Minnesota gets in the red zone, Madison's definitely in play. Another guy who's in play for the second straight week. I'm going down the James Robinson train. Because to me, DK did not raise James Robinson's price enough. He was $5,400 last week and scored 17.8 points. He's $5,900 in an even better matchup against the Jets. Which defense has given up the most yards per game? New York. And yeah, Jacksonville's offense, trust me, I know, has been bad. But James Robinson's the clear guy. No Remind there anymore. I mean, last week, Robinson rushed the ball 18 times with 6 targets. Could James Robinson get 100 yards? Yes. Could he get 4, 5, 6 targets again? Yes. Could he score? Yes. Sign me up. Because I think James Robinson is in play this week. I don't think you need to spend all the way from Najee Harris or some of these guys. Plus, again, some of the great running backs are not on this slate because Jonathan Taylor's playing them all night. Alvin was playing Monday night. So I don't think you need to spend $7,400 for Najee Harris. Plus, Cook and Ekeler on the COVID list. Fournette's on IR. And I don't think you want Joe Mixon, maybe Cordell Patterson. But why would you play Patterson when Madison's potentially in a higher scoring game? So that would be one. Another cheap value, depending on what happens with Austin Ekeler, could be Justin Jackson at 4,200. Yes, Joshua Kelly may be more the goal line back, but I really like Jackson's PPR upside in a tasty matchup with the Texans. So, I'm wide receiver. Do I need to say anything? But Cooper Kupp's really good at playing. Cooper Kupp is just having a monster year. I mean, how about this on Tuesday night? 9 for 136 and 2 touchdowns. 9 for 136, 2 touchdowns, 37.7 points. The dude's insane. He's got a double-digit targets in every game but one. Double-digit targets in every game but one. I mean, that's incredible. It doesn't matter what defense you face. Kupp's just unbelievable right now. And with this game potential shootout, no weather concerns in Minneapolis, I think Kupp's got the chance of getting the 100-yard bonus. He's got a chance of getting 10, 15 targets and reaching the end zone. So if you said 10 targets, 100 yards, and a touchdown, sign me up. Cooper Kupp's 9,100. To be honest, he should be 10 grand. If he were a running back, Cooper Kupp be 10 grand. Remember when Christian McCaffrey was like 10 grand and people were still playing him? Cooper Kupp should be 10 grand easily. The next guy, welcome back, Mr. Antonio Brown. I think Tom Brady missed you. And Tampa Bay sure missed AB. So Antonio Brown has not played since week 6, but this year when AB has played, he's been really strong. I mean, double-digit targets twice, at least 7 targets 4 times this year. Yeah, Carolina's got a strong defense, but you telling me AB's 4,900 without Chris Godwin, without Mike Evans, without Leonard Fournette. If AB breaks one play, he could get 15 points on it. I really think you're going to see Tom Brady and Antonio Brown reconnect this weekend. Those guys have got a chemistry. They were so big in Tampa's Super Bowl run, and Tampa's going to make a deep Super Bowl run this year. Tom and AB will need each other. And then my last guy is a little interesting because he's He's a value, but he's been a productive value the last couple of weeks. Laquon Treadwell. I mean, people may not know what Treadwell's done because the Jack's offense has been putrid. But if you look at his last 4 games, Treadwell's been really, for a $3,500 player, Treadwell's been more than satisfying. I mean, 4 for 53, 4 for 62, 4 for 68, 6 for 57. And to me, it's not just the receptions, but the 8, 5, 6, and 9 targets. So to me, Treadwell's getting more and more targets. LaVisca Chenault is on the COVID list, so he's out. Jacksonville really doesn't have a whole lot of other receivers outside Marvin Jones, so Treadwell could get 7, 8, 9 targets. He gets another great matchup against the Jets. Is there a chance Treadwell could get double-digit targets? Potentially. But to me, I think touchdown upside. I think Treadwell could find the end zone this weekend and make for a really spicy spot this week. And hey, I love to see a Jaguar wide receiver find the end zone this weekend. At tight end, I think there are a couple plays. One, how good has Mark Andrews been the last couple of weeks? I mean, the Ravens would not have been anywhere near Green Bay without Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews has been so strong, double-digit targets. 5 out of Baltimore's last 7 games. The other two, 8 and 9 respectively. So Andrews is getting target share. And it doesn't matter whether it's Lamar or Tyler Huntley. They're both throwing to Mark Andrews. And who wouldn't? Because Andrews has probably been the most underappreciated tight end in football. Because it seems like on every third down play, Baltimore always looks for its star tight end. Last week got 136 and 2 scores. The week before that, 11 for 115 in a score. So yeah, 7K may seem expensive, but I think Andrews is still fine this weekend. I think he could get 20-something points. I mean, yeah, first game against Cincinnati was not great, but the Ravens were awful in that game. I think Baltimore's going to need its offense more. Another guy, Rob Gronkowski. Yeah, Rob Gronkowski was a disaster. Like the rest of the Bucs offense was a disaster on Sunday night, excuse me. Get this. Gronk got 11 targets. He only got 2 of them. 2 out of 11 targets. Really? Really? He caught 2 of his 11 targets. And now, no Godwin, no Fournette, no Evans. Guess who Tom Brady will look for besides AP? Probably Gronk. So I think Gronk makes sense. But lately, more and more people have been looking for value tight ends. I think there are a couple this weekend. Jared Cook at 3,500 because we all saw what happened. I think it was Thornful last Thursday night. Thank goodness he's getting better. Thoughts and prayers with him. We wish you well, Donald. But Cook got 7 targets. Yeah, he only caught 3 for 32 yards. But at 3,500 against the Texans, if Jared Cook catches a touchdown, you're in business. So I think Cook makes a lot of sense. And then CJ Usama at $3,000. I mean, yeah, with Cincinnati's receiving core, again, like Cook, he's not going to be a target monster, but if he could get 5, 6 targets and find the end zone, he's more than paying off his $3K salary. So I think the big question for this slate will be whether Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce comes off the COVID list, because if he does, and Cheetah cannot play, I think Kelce makes a lot of sense at 7,300 in what could be a very interesting and important game against the Steelers, because Elsie got 13 targets up in that game against the Chargers. And Lord knows how many times Mahomes would look for him if Kelsey can play and Cheetah can't. So it's going to be one where we pay attention to who can play, can't play, who's on the COVID list, who's not, who can play health-wise, and it's going to be one where we paying attention until 11:30 and 2:30. So before I go, I wanted to show you one of my Christmas gifts. This is a Jackal themed cup, as you can see here. might not be great on the football field, but these cups sure rock. So thanks for tuning in. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll see you later.